YoungThreat went from working with Kendrick Lamar to murdering a dude in broad daylight, and today we're breaking down the deadly war that made him crash out. YoungThreat popped off when Kendrick Lamar put him on his GNX album, but he's had one foot in the trenches and one foot in the booth for years. Working with Kendrick gave him a shot to get away from all the drama, but in January 2026, the news broke that YoungThreat got picked up for murdering a dude named YCA 80 Bands back in October 2026. YCA 80 Bands repped the Main Street Mafia Crips, but he went into Eight Trey Hoover territory and got caught lacking at a weed shop. YoungThreat reps the Eight Trey Hoovers, and rumors say he was getting back for one of his homies who got killed by the Main Streets. According to some sources, the Main Streets killed an Eight Trey on the same block where YCA 80 Bands got murdered. YCA 80 Bands was allegedly rolling through the Eight Trey's hood to show he wasn't ducking the smoke, but the situation went left for him, and YoungThreat allegedly got the location and killed him. Nobody on the outside really knew what was going down, but YCA 80 Bands getting killed like that started causing some tension in the Main Streets. According to some sources, the Main Streets from 98th weren't siding for YCA 80 Bands, and the Main Streets from 84th got pressed about it and started dissing them. Main Street has always been beefing with the Eight Trey Hoovers, and even the women from Main Street go sliding in Hoover territory. Back in 2023, a girl who allegedly repped Main Street popped out with 2 guns and killed a Hoover who was sitting in his whip at a gas station. Main Street and the Eight Trey Hoovers have been going back and forth for a while, but nobody expected YoungThreat to crash out and catch a body with cameras everywhere. Now he's facing a murder charge and an attempted murder too, because he allegedly hit a second person who made it out alive. YoungThreat is locked up without bail, but this isn't the first time he's faced some serious charges. YoungThreat came up in the Eight Trey Hoovers, and his whole family was affiliated with the set. He never wanted to do anything but gangbang when he was growing up, and YoungThreat was always going in and out of juvie. At first, he was just getting locked up for small things, but then he caught a 2-year sentence right before he graduated high school. YoungThreat was already active when he was a kid, but he stayed in school and was playing football at the same time. When he was a senior in high school, he knew that the cops were looking for him, so YoungThreat went on the run, but would still go to school some days. Then one time he went to school, and the principal called him into the office, and that's when YoungThreat realized that the principal set him up and called the cops. YoungThreat had been kicking in doors and robbing houses with one of his homies, but his homie flipped, and YoungThreat went down for 2 years. YoungThreat came home and started dropping music in 2019. He was running up big numbers with tracks like Who Gon' Slide and Hit Different, and it looked like YoungThreat was really about to pop off. He was still spending most of his time in the trenches though, and YoungThreat's rap momentum got killed off when he got locked up again. YoungThreat got booked for another robbery in the Inland Empire, and while he was in prison, he was losing homies to the trenches and falling off in the rap game. But while YoungThreat was locked up, another Eight Trey Hoover criminal named Treyway 6K started dropping music and putting on for the set. Treyway had a reputation for crashing out in the ops, and on the track The Hoovers, he rapped about getting killed or ending up in prison and said, "It's Trey gang for the win. I'ma die young or sag it out in the pen. Big bro got 15 years when his life just began. Shoot it out, fuck the tears, bounce out and get your mans." Treyway was holding it down for the Eight Trey Hoovers while YoungThreat was locked up. Then in 2021, YoungThreat came home on parole and started linking up with Treyway 6K on tracks like Out on Bail. YoungThreat already had 2 strikes against him, but he was still neck deep in the streets and taking shots at the ops when he raps. The ops steady dissing, niggas trying to get a mention. We was busting down the safe, we was fucking for the digits. My bro do anything just to get it. Run fades and tote pistols. We pull up with things, them niggas got issues. The Eight Trey Hoovers have beef all over the city and go to war with other Crip and Blood sets. And on the same track, Treyway said, "Police asking me, you wanna go with the Crips or the Bloods?" I tell them on the dead homies, yo ass giving me my own cell, cause I'm not cool with none of them niggas, on Hoover. The Eight Trey Hoovers allegedly rob a lot of rappers who go to LA without checking in, and Treyway's little brother is one of the dudes who killed Pop Smoke back in 2020. Treyway's little brother was a teenager when it went down, and it's not clear if he's the one who actually pulled the trigger on Pop Smoke, but he still got convicted after he took a plea deal. Treyway was getting his momentum up in the rap game, but he said people in the industry were trying to blackball him since his little brother was connected to the Pop Smoke case. Treyway was still running up decent numbers, especially when he linked up with YoungThreat in the booth, but then he crashed out and shot an op on camera. Treyway got booked for the shooting, and he still didn't stop crashing out. One day when he was in court for the shooting, Treyway spotted one of his ops and put hands on him in front of the cops, but he still got off pretty light for everything and only got hit with a 6-year sentence. Treyway wasn't the only homie that YoungThreat lost to prison though. After YoungThreat came home and hopped in the booth, he started linking up with a dude named Jap 5. Jap 5's from the 107 Hoover criminals and went viral for beefing with Crip Mac from 5-5 Neighborhood Crip. Jap 5 is known for putting hands on people, and Crip Mac even admitted that Jap 5 stomped him out when they fought in jail.
And then that's when Cud came with just a couple vicious punches. The chin called Neighborhood Crip the temple, and then Cud hit me somewhere right here. Cud, I couldn't breathe, I fell.
Jap 5 was putting in work in the booth too and wanted to make it out of the streets, But then he got booked again, and rumors were going around that Jap 5 caught a life sentence for murder. Some sources were saying that Jap 5 killed a dude named Shady Blue who repped the Rolling 60s, but that turned out to be cap. Jap 5 did get hit with 7 years for an attempted murder case though, and he's not up for parole till October 2026. While YoungThreat's homies in the rap game were getting locked up, YoungThreat was still rapping the whole time, but he wasn't really taking it seriously anymore. He was still chilling in the hood every day and wasn't trying to make it in the industry. But then everything changed when Kendrick Lamar tapped in with him. Kendrick put a lot of underground LA rappers on his GNX album, and YoungThreat was all over the headlines after he hopped on the project and rapped, "I'm in the field for real, UCLA Bruins. They asking how I do it, how a young nigga so fluent. I kept my mouth closed and I ain't never leave no witness. DOA up on the scene, tell him YoungThreat did it." That was the first time a lot of rap fans ever heard YoungThreat, and he said that Kendrick tapping in made him really want to go hard in the booth. Getting on GNX put YoungThreat in the spotlight, and he shouted Kendrick out on the track Dot and rapped, "Thought it was over, it's not. Thought I wasn't changed till I popped out with Dot." He tried to keep the momentum up after a track with Kendrick dropped, but when YoungThreat came out with a new project in 2025, most of the tracks didn't even hit 10K on Spotify. Getting one big feature isn't gonna make you a star overnight, but a lot of people were still shocked at how hard YoungThreat fell off. The last time he made any noise in the rap game was back in January 2025 when YoungThreat's video shoot got shut down by the LAPD. Now YoungThreat's facing life in prison for crashing out, and the Eight Trey Hoovers don't really have anyone putting on for him in the rap game. The set is still making headlines, but now it's just for crashing out. The Eight Trey Hoovers have been self-snitching like crazy too, and one of them blew up a car from Rolling 60s and posted the whole thing on IG. Then a couple weeks later, some other Eight Trey Hoovers went viral for putting hands on an old dude who repped the 6'6" East Coast Crips. And in August 2025, the Eight Trey Hoovers Hood Day ended up getting 2 people killed. The Eight Trey Hoovers were throwing a party for their Hood Day, but the LAPD rolled up and shut the party down. The party kept going after the cops left though, and a few hours later, shots started going off and 8 people got hit up. Rumors say an Eight Trey Hoover died at the scene, and then a woman who got taken to the hospital also ended up dying. And what made the situation even worse for the Eight Trey Hoovers is that the woman who died allegedly had 3 sons who repped the set. The Eight Trey Hoovers have been taking losses, and rumors say that's why YoungThreat was so ready to crash out when someone told him that YCA 80 Bands was on the block. Nobody knows what kind of evidence the cops actually have against YoungThreat though, and there's still a chance that he'll beat the body. They're not gonna let him out on bail though, so hopefully he keeps his head down on the inside and doesn't spark up any drama that could hurt his case.